Hello and welcome to my roundup of the best cases of 2024. This is the video I look forward to making every year. We've done a year's hard work, built some really cool PCs, and we get to look back at them and decide which is the best in each of the categories. Now, normally I build around about 25 PCs a year on the channel. I've done exactly 25 for the past 3 years. This year I was determined to take it easy, aim for one a month, and for somehow I've actually managed to build an extra 10 this year, so I'm up at 35 this year. And actually some cracker builds. What I'm going to do, I have a whole number of categories and I'm going to pick which case I think is the best in each of these categories. There's a whole load of brilliant cases that I haven't mentioned. So if you have a different opinion, feel free to leave it in the comments, try and convince me that I've made the wrong choices. But these are just my personal opinions of which I think are the best. Last year I was quite stuck in a lot of categories. This year I'm pretty clear in my decision making, all apart from one category. So let's start off with a really easy one where I'm pretty sure there is a definite winner, and this is the best ITX case. So Fractal took this last year with their Terra, and they're taking it again this year with their Era 2. So I absolutely love the aesthetics of this case. We've got a single aluminium panel around the front, back and sides with a wooden panel on the top. Everything to do with this case just screams premium. To remove the aluminium panel, you remove the dust filter from the back and then the whole aluminium panel can simply be lifted up. And the mechanism for removing the top fan stroke radiator bracket feels really premium. And similar to what we had in the Terra, we've got this movable spine which can be moved from one side to the other, either giving you more space for CPU cooling or more space for your GPU. So I thought the biggest weakness of the Fractal Terra last year, though it didn't stop winning best ITX case, was CPU cooling, and it was really quite limited, and Fractal have really fixed this. On that top removable fan stroke radiator bracket, you can actually fit up to a 280mm radiator, as well as a really large graphics card. And although the Era 2 wasn't cheap, it came with two good pre-installed case fans at the bottom. So the Fractal Era 2, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. It's absolutely stunning, it has exceptional build quality, and now it has the cooling support to go with it. So it is my ITX case for 2024. So moving on from one of the more expensive form factors to what is generally one of the cheapest, and that is Micro-ITX. And again, I've got a clear winner here for what is the best Micro-ITX case of 2024. It's from Thermaltake, and it's the Tower 300. So there's loads I love about the Tower 300. Firstly, if you keep it in its upright position, it takes up a really small footprint on your desk, but you can fit absolutely massive hardware. There's up to a 420mm AIO, as well as absolutely massive graphics cards. Whereas the space in your desk isn't a problem and you want to make a statement, you can mount it horizontally using the optional stand. The whole case feels really premium, and Thermaltake have done a great job to ensure you're not going to get any dust in the case, with absolutely every panel having a dust filter on it. I suppose the only downside to this type of layout is that you don't have the best access to the ports on the back of your motherboard or the back of your graphics card, so you are going to have to remove panels at the top to plug cables in and out of here. And the other thing to remember is not every graphics card will be happy in the upright position. Certain cards will overheat if you mount them upright, so you're just going to want to check out your card is okay to be mounted in this orientation before you go for this case. So what I really love about the Tower 300 is Thermaltake have given you a premium option for Micro-ITX. Most Micro-ITX cases feel very budget, there's not a lot of premium features, and they don't look great, whereas the Tower 300 looks absolutely stunning. It's quite a unique layout, and if you're going to come into the room, you're going to look at it and go, wow. So Thermaltake's Tower 300 is my clear winner for Micro-ITX case of the year. So now we move on to the best mid-tower case of 2024, and this is probably the most frequent type of case that I would have built in over the last year. And the winner is a smaller version of the case that won best looking case last year, and it's the O11 Vision Compact. So the case that was already absolutely gorgeous, Lian Li have made it better with two features. The first is adding support for back connector motherboards, which definitely are going to improve the aesthetics in this case. And the other thing was the large rubber grommet that you could route your AIO tubes through. So you can have your tubes facing towards the back of the case, bring them in through this rubber grommet to the front, so only a small amount of them were on display. And this really improved the aesthetics of the build. Another option that Lian Li gave you this case was the ability to swap the top panel out between tempered glass and mesh. And I did make my opinions on this really strong in my review. This is a great way to ruin one of the best looking cases on the market. And the only thing you should be doing with this mesh panel, in my opinion, is leaving it in the box. So although this is the compact version of the case, you were still able to fit absolutely massive hardware in it. And really the only restriction that you had was losing some of the 140mm fan support, but I actually thought it looked more balanced with all 120mm fans. And you still had all the great features with the removable fan stroke radiator brackets and the excellent cable management that Lian Li are known for. So with the compact version of the O11 Vision, Lian Li have made a great case even better, and that's why it's my choice for mid-tower case of the year for 2024. So moving on to the best large case of 2024, and we've got a new manufacturer in with their first case, and it was an absolute banger. It's the HAVN HS420. So I checked out the vertical GPU version of the case, which certainly isn't cheap at £270, but in my opinion it is worth it. So the first thing I love about this case is the single piece of tempered glass that we've got on the front and the side that has a really tight bend in it. The panel is incredibly heavy, and the mechanism for removing this panel, where you simply pull it up and out and it catches on a little rail allowing you to get your fingers on it and lift it up, is really well thought out. I love the look of the other panels, which are mostly mesh. And I love the tilted bracket at the bottom of the case, which can accommodate 3 140mm fans. We've got a really good vertical GPU mount, which holds your graphics card completely straight without any tilt or sag in any direction. We've got loads of storage on the side, up to 8 2.5-inch drives or 4 3.5-inch drives. And if you're not planning on mounting fans on the side, you've got a really cool option for this case. It comes with a VESA mount, allowing you to mount up to a 14-inch monitor. The only thing I didn't like in terms of aesthetics was the angled glass panel that sits on the bottom fan bracket and is designed to separate the airflow going into your graphics card from the hot air coming out of it. But it's great that this can simply be removed if you don't like it. So in my opinion, the HAVN HS420 is the complete package. This is the best looking build that I've put together in any case, and that's a combination, I think, of the tempered glass panel. The angled fan bracket at the bottom works brilliantly with these Lian Li Uni fans with the screen on them, and as well, I think having that screen in the case is game changing. And the big thing with that, there's no modifications needed. You go onto Amazon, you pick yourself up a 14-inch monitor, you screw it onto the back of this bracket, and you don't have to modify your case in any way. And it's not just the looks of the case that's important, it's the feel of the case. This is a really well built case. It's incredibly heavy, the panels are really well made, and the mechanism where everything goes together and the touch and feel of it, it is exceptional. And it's hard to believe that this is HAVN's first entry into the case market, and I'm really looking forward to checking out what they do in the future. But this is a clear winner for large case of the year for 2024. Just make sure you've got a big desk to put it on and you've got deep pockets to buy it. So now we come on to the budget case of the year for 2024, and this is the only category where I have a bit of a dilemma, and I've got two cases I'm stuck between. I was pretty sure over the last few weeks I had the winner completely sorted. Nothing was going to come along that was going to disrupt this case, but then Phanteks went ahead and threw a spanner in the works in the last week. So the case I was pretty sure was going to be the winner was the Lancool 207, and what Lian Li were offering for only £75 seemed absolutely incredible. You were getting a really good looking case with 4 included case fans. We had two 140mm ARGB fans at the front, and we had two 120mm non-ARGB fans blowing cooler into your graphics card. With this case, Lian Li had moved the power supply to the front of the case, having it turned on its side, and this combined with the mesh panels on both sides and the bottom mounted fans meant that your GPU was going to have a great source of airflow, while your CPU cooler was going to get a great source of airflow from the two front mounted fans. And while we're on it, Lian Li hadn't cheaped out at all on the fans. They were good quality PWM fans. We had the excellent cable management at the back, which they are well known for, and a really nice feature you wouldn't expect in a case in this price point was a GPU support bracket. If you didn't have a lot of room in your desk, this would be a great choice. Lian Li described it as a micro ATX case with ATX compatibility, meaning that it's really compact, but you can still fit an ATX motherboard in it. So when I found out the Phanteks Eclipse P400A only cost £85, I almost fell off my seat. So this case comes with 4 140mm PWM ARGB fans that are all connected up together. We've also got a really nice ARGB lighting bar on the side of the case. It accommodates motherboards up to eATX in size, as well as back connector ATX motherboards. It's got a dust filter under the front mesh panel, and the cable management at the back is exceptional. So I've set the two cases out side by side to see if this helps me make my mind up, And although the Phanteks case is going to cost you an extra £10, you are getting an awful lot more case for your money in terms of the size. So having the two cases out side by side has done absolutely nothing other than confuse me more. And I think the issue I've got is these are both absolutely brilliant cases that offer incredible value for money, and they are both equally good. There's pros and cons to each of them, and depending on what you want to do with the case, you'll probably veer towards one or the other. But I can't say that any one of these cases is better than the other. So they're both winner of the best budget case of the year for 2024. And sorry, I did plan to pick one of them. I was determined I wasn't going to give it as a draw, but I just can't. So while I had quite a bit of difficulty picking a single winner for the best budget case, I've certainly no problem picking a winner for the best high-end case of 2024. And as you can probably have guessed, the winner is the HAVN HS420 for all the reasons I've already stated. So this brings us nicely on to the best overall case of 2024. And this is difficult for me. Should I pick something that offers the best value for money? Should I pick something that is just the ultimate best and not worry about money? And that's the reason I've separated out all these different categories, to try and give you something in each category that you're looking for in terms of size and price. How I've always decided I would pick this section is which of the cases would I put on the desk behind me out of all the 35 that I have built in over the last year. And again, this is not even close. There's only one case that stands head and shoulders above all the other cases that I've built in. And again, it's the HAVN HS420, and it was the VGPU version that I built in and I absolutely love. This case is just absolutely stunning. With that screen in it, it is the best looking PC that I have built by far. And although it is expensive, as I've already mentioned, I do think it is worth it. And it is my best overall case for 2024. Okay, so that's my picks for the best cases of 2024. If you were planning on doing a PC build and you went with any of those cases, I don't think you'd be disappointed. Feel free to tell me I've got it completely wrong in the comments and I've missed the best case out. There is certainly, I don't build in all the cases that are released, and certainly I'd look at your comments, and if enough of you are saying a certain case, it will be something I'll consider checking out early in 2025. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everybody who has interacted with me in the comments, watched the videos, hit the like button over the last year. Channel is growing great. I'm hoping to hit 100k in 2025. And if you're not currently subscribed, please do think of hitting that subscribe button. It'll really help me out. And I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.